Hey guys, what's going on? So, I felt the need to get on here and discuss a few things with you. Um, I've been getting a lot of reliable sources, um, some very, very reliable sources that have served in the military, that are veterans, and that people that are also active duty that are, high up in the ranks. And what I'm about to tell you is, in a way, it can be a good thing, in a way, it's a bad thing. Um, Shit's about to pop off in this country. A civil war is about to pop off. Our country's going to be thrust. Sorry about that. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Like I said, I've got reliable sources in high places. People that still are active duty military and that have certain clearances. It's about to pop off. A civil war is about to happen in this country. This country's about to be thrust into a civil war. And the reason for that is because there is no reasoning with the other side. There is no reasoning at all. You can show them the facts. You can show them where they're wrong. You can show them, um, basically, you can show them that what they're saying is wrong and present them the facts, and they still won't believe you. They still think that you're delusional and all that stuff. So they're adding fuel to the fire. And what's crazy is that people don't get the fact that we Americans are not going to tolerate this stuff anymore. There's been too much going on. There's been too much.
Bathroom.
I'm making a video. There's too much stuff going on that can't be done civilly. And when you throw fuel on the fire, the only one way, the only way out of it is through conflict. And I hate to say that. I hate to see this country go through that. I hate to see this country go through a civil war because it's going to be the destruction of our country. But unfortunately, it's the only way. It's the only way because the left is throwing fuel to the fire. They're causing they're causing harm to this country with armed Gestapo, with armed masked agents going through cities, snatching people out of their cars, disappearing them, not knowing where they're at, disappearing them to a foreign country. Lawyers can't get a hold of them, judges can't get a hold of them, family members can't get a hold of them, and the agents, the ICE agents, won't tell you where they're taking them. That's kidnapping. That's fucking kidnapping. When you snatch somebody off the street and you don't tell them where you're taking them, or you don't tell them where they're going, or whatever, that's kidnapping. And I wouldn't be surprised if these people are trafficked at all. And it sickens me to see federal agents in our city, masked, where you can even see their faces, busting out windshields, terrorizing people, dragging them out of their cars by their hands, by their feet, by their hair and all that stuff. Kids traumatized and all that stuff. There was an incident in Chicago where a Black Hawk helicopter swooped down upon a building like a fucking military tactic, like we were in Afghanistan or Iraq, swooped down with a military helicopter and went into the building and grabbed a bunch of people and zip tied them on the corner, children, women, and men, and all that stuff. Now, look, I'm all for deporting illegal immigrants. Illegal, I said. Illegal. And it's not a crime to cross the border. It's not a felony to cross the border. At most, it's a misdemeanor in a civil matter. It's not a felony to cross the border. When are you going to get it through your thick fucking skulls that it is not a felony to cross the border in this country? And you can sit there and call me whatever you want to. You can call me libtard. You can call me liberal tears. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. But I'm not a liberal. I was a registered Republican voter. But I also have a heart, and I'm a human, and I have humanity. And I don't like to see people dragged out of their cars, windshields busted, and them dragged out by their feet or by their hair, leaving kids traumatized, zip tying kids on the streets like that, separating kids from their families, kids being too scared to go to school, whether they don't know whether their parents are going to be home or not when they get home from school. That's fucking ridiculous. It's time we put a stop to this shit. And I'm calling upon all Americans to show up in the streets armed, to show these fucking Gestapo thugs that we ain't gonna put up with this. Today's November 22nd. There's a huge protest in Washington, D.C., where they're gonna surround the White House and the Supreme Court. And I'm all for peaceful protest. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for peaceful protest. But when peaceful protests no longer work, and it doesn't accomplish anything, when it doesn't accomplish anything and stuff still stays the same and nothing changes, then it's time to take drastic measures. Then it's time to take other measures. And those other measures are showing up in the streets armed. Because that's what our Second Amendment is all about. Our Second Amendment says a well-armed militia to protect against a tyrannical government shall not be infringed upon. And that's exactly why we have our Second Amendment right, is so that we can defend ourselves against a tyrannical government. And right now, we got a tyrant in the White House. You MAGA, you voted for a rapist, you voted for a criminal, you voted for a pedophile, and you voted for a child sex trafficker. You condone that. You voted for those things. But yet y'all want to sit here and scream law and order, release the Epstein files. We don't like pedophiles, and we don't like none of that, but yet y'all voted for a pedophile. Y'all got a fucking pedophile in the White House right now. And I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm all for peaceful protest, and I'm all for exercising your right to protest peacefully. But there comes a time when peaceful protests don't work, and when peaceful protests don't get accomplished what we need to get accomplished, then it's time to move to step B. And step B is to show up in the streets armed, to show these fucking fascist thugs that we're not going to put up with this. We're not going to take this anymore. The American people have had it up to here. Up to here. And to you ICE agents, you think that covering your face is going to shield you from recognition? I got news for you, motherfuckers. New software can recognize you just by your eye shape and by the color of your eyes and your facial structure. Because that mask, believe it or not, it shows the contours of your face. So you can wear a mask all you want to, but you'll still be recognized. And when you are recognized, and when we recognize you, you will be doxxed. I've already got a few of them that I'm looking into, that I have doxxed, and that I know who they are. I know their names, I know their addresses, and I know where they live. So to my Hispanic friends out there, be safe. Love y'all.